And hey guys, it's me, your friendly neighborhood Pokemon champion. That's right guys, in the last episode we defeated the lovely Cynthia of the Elite Four, the Pokemon champion of the Sinnoh Region, and became champions ourselves. And let's take a gander at that winning team. Just so you know, you guys miss these faces. I know it's been like a hot minute since I recorded last, but lots of things were getting in the way, and I had to, prepare for this end game. Which honestly, of all of the Pokemon end games, I gotta say, like, Pokemon Platinum, or like 4th gen in general, is some of the most involved post-game content we've ever had, which is super appreciated. And, well, let's get things started off right. Let's see if our win against the Pokemon League is on the TV. You think that'd be national news? Mom bought this TV as a gift. Well, thanks, Mom. All right, I guess our TV just doesn't work. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let us continue on. And, speaking of the gift giver Mom, she has something to say to us. Jake! Docky came looking for you a little while ago. I don't know what it was about, but he was shouting about you needing to get on a ship at Snow Point City. Oh, is that what all that noise was downstairs a little bit earlier? I thought we were getting robbed, and when they kicked in, the door and yelled something about Snow Point City. I don't know. I thought that was a miscreant. Well, I guess it really was a miscreant. You know how impatient he is. He was gone before I could ask. Anyway, how's it going, kid? Pretty dang good, Mom. All things considered, I'm the Pokemon champion. Your progeny is the Pokemon Sinnoh Region champion at age 10. I would hope you would be a little more excited about this, but anyway. Is your project with Professor Rowan coming along? Why is that all anyone cares about? But Mom does bring up a very good point. In fact, our project with Professor Rowan is, in fact, coming along. The only thing, however, is that it is not completed because, as you can see, we have seen 206. However, there are 210 in this Pokedex. So there are 4 Pokemon we have yet to see. Some of you eagle-eyed viewers, or those with the good memories, probably know exactly which Pokemon we are missing, because we just haven't gone after them yet, when we totally could have before. But I was going to say that's neither here nor there, but it is here, and it is there. So we are going to take care of that real quick. If you couldn't guess, the 4 Pokemon that we are missing are, in fact, legendary Pokemon. Very, very hard to see other than in their natural habitats. 3 of them are pretty obvious, but the 4th one, we actually have to come to Pastoria City, of all places, to find. Yeah, I mean, this Pokemon, it's super rare, it's hard to find, it really only appears in certain locations over water, and funny enough, like, I don't, well, I mean, obviously, with how rare this Pokemon is, I understand how it happened, but we just haven't fought a Pokemon trainer along our journey who has had one of these Pokemon, so let's see if we can find it. There's a very small, there he is! Look, there it is! The legendary Pokemon Tentacool. The one Pokemon who apparently we have not seen this entire journey. I don't know how this happened. Tentacool is one of the most common Pokemon to run into. It is up there with Zubat, with like Rattatas, or the basic starting route Pokemon. Tentacool is considered one of the most annoying pests to run into because you run into it so frequently in every Pokemon game, except our Platinum playthrough, I suppose. But here he is, this Pokemon we legitimately, I know for a fact, have not seen before. Tentacool, the poison water type Pokemon. You know him, you love him. We talked about him because we have seen Tentacruels for some reason. But I understand why we hadn't run into it in the wild, because I was very good about repels on water, but no trainers, really. But yeah, poison water type, for as common as it is actually a very, very good Pokemon. Superly, specially bulky, pretty darn fast too. great special attack, and easily available. Can't recommend that Pokemon enough if you, want a good water-type Pokemon. Just keep it away from the Psychic types, gonna have to watch out for that. But, also, fun fact, the little red dot on its forehead is called by, professional water-type Pokemon trainers. They call that the Ruby of the Sea. All right. So moving right along after that little spiel, not a spiel, it's just spiel. We finally completed all of the normal Pokemon that we could have run into on the Pokedex, and now we are basically we're on a legendary hunt. I don't think we don't know how to weed them out. So we are going to move right along. If you couldn't tell, we also had another reason for coming over here to Pastoria City, and that is because... Oh, we're not there yet. My goodness. Man, you think as many times as I've traveled this map and like this route in particular, I always think that the lake is literally right next to Pastoria City, when that is so not the case. There's an entire resort before the lake next to Pastoria City, and it seems to slip my mind every single time because there's really not much to do here, funny enough. So we are heading to Lake Valor at this critical juncture because the 3 Pokemon that we are missing, in fact, if you haven't guessed yet, are the legendary Pokemon of the lake. And yeah, forget the fact that, we've interacted with them a bazillion times. We literally saved them from Cyrus's lab over in Veilstone City, and ignore the fact that they helped us in the strength puzzle with Giratina, and ignore the fact that they popped up on Mount Coronet when Cyrus was trying to, bring down the mountain. Well, not bring down the mountain, but take over the world. I would personally say we have seen these Pokemon before, but far be it from me, a humble Pokemaniac, to, judge the technology that Professor Rowan gives us. But something else too. Now that we are the champion, but immediately after Mount Coronet and the Distortion World, we could have come to the different lakes to take on the spirit Pokemon of the lakes at any point in time. And I want to say, like, oh no, like I wanted to keep the story going and everything, but guys, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I forgot. There's really no other, excuse. I forgot. But say hello to Valor Cavern. Now, if you recall, we have been here before, and that was when we were fighting Jupiter after Team Galactic blew up the lake, and got all the water out of there. This cavern did appear. But this time around, instead of a Team Plasma commander, we have Azelf. Perfect time for the repel to wear off. The being of willpower. Without further ado, I suppose we should challenge the spirit Pokemon of Lake Valor. Cute! Oh, so cute. And ooh, splash screen. Cool music. That's right, guys. Say hello to my little friend, Azelf. A wild Azelf appeared. Now, the spirit Pokemon of the lakes are going to be on level 50. There are 3 of them. You know them well. There's Azelf, Uxie, and Mesprit. We're starting off with Azelf pretty much just, arbitrarily because we really needed to come along here and pick up Tentacool. And, Future Sight. Not too bad. Now, Azelf. It is a pure Psychic type Pokemon with the ability Levitate, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, I don't have... Yeah, the ability Levitate. This is why we save. I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys. I'm back, and take 2 already. I mean, I suppose, yeah, this is why you save before legendary Pokemon encounters, and it would not be my team if they did not kill legendary Pokemon immediately with 0 prejudice. What I should have done in the beginning is throw a quick ball because that has the best. It's English, Jake. It is at its most effective at the very start of the battle. So we're gonna huck a quick ball at this Azelf. We have Autumn up front because I believe Autumn has gentler hands or appendages, I suppose, than Don Zalug does. And Azelf, as stated here, as you could see, Azelf is not the most defensive of the spirit Pokemon of the lake. Azelf is, in fact, the best attacker of the three. So, the spirits of the lake, they all have their, they're all generally similar in stats, and that's not exactly correct. The spirits of the lake are all very similar Pokemon. However, it is their stats that separate them out. So Azelf is the attacker. It's got massive physical and special attack. So it's a great mixed attacker. It's super fast, so you can basically customize it as a glass cannon. You can give it the physical side, or you can give it the special side. Either or, it'll work really, really well for you. Its base attack and special attack are 125, which is stupidly strong, and its base speed is 115, which, again, just really good overall. We're going to see if we can't get ourselves a paralysis on this Azelf. Since it is using Uproar, no Pokemon are going to sleep while we are battling it. Well, I guess as long as it is causing an uproar, I should say. Oh, it just calmed down. Now they can go to sleep peacefully. But speaking of sleeping peacefully, let us get Azelf into my balls. All right, I should have got more Dusk Balls, honestly. So because these spirit Pokemon are going to appear in caves, the Dusk Ball is actually going to be very effective. And we are going to see how many this is going to take. As you can tell, Azelf's moveset in the wild is not exactly great. It has used Swift and Uproar so far, which is not very intimidating to say the least. But once you get this thing, if you do happen to catch an Azelf and you want it for your team, regardless of what you give it, it's going to be an absolute monster. Nasty Plot is one of those reasons. It's not the most efficient to set up, considering it's like a glass cannon. Probably your best bet if you were going to use an Azelf and you wanted to set up would be like, maybe if you could get it on, a switch out, or possibly if you could like baton pass or something to an Azelf, you'd be a little bit better off. But that is neither here nor there. What is here in front of us is this Azelf using Swift after a Nasty Plot, which is actually going to do some damage. But Autumn don't care. We're really still not too concerned with how this is going. We're just going to keep hucking Dusk Balls and praying, which is the Pokemon trainer way when you're coming up against legendary Pokemon. You'd think that I would have been smart enough to find a pocket monster with a move that could put other Pokemon to sleep. Foreshadowing. But we do not have any of those yet, so we're going to have to continue with our current strategy. I really don't expect Azelf to be too much of an issue getting into a Pokeball. We're going to throw Maytag out there because that renders 2 of his 4 moves absolutely useless. Can't be hit with Uproar, can't be hit with Swift. It's too easy. But I didn't want to send Maytag out, in front because I'm terrified Maytag's going to kill this thing on accident. Donzalik didn't even need a crit, and that, you want to talk about wild. But I guess, again, it does just kind of show Azelf's glass cannon status. And what would show its status really better is if you could get in this Pokeball and we could talk about you in your Pokedex entries. But it seems like this is going to be no easy task. But then again, what type of legendary Pokemon would it be if it was an easy task to catch? Now, as you guys know, as you guys can see, we are not using our Master Ball on Azelf. Azelf is a phenomenal Pokemon. In-game, oh, it's too easy, baby. All right, that went so much smoother than I thought. Like, yes, okay, we're making good time on this video. We're making good time, guys. Yeah, so let's get Azelf's data. Azelf, the willpower Pokemon. When Azelf flew, people gained the determination to do things. It was the birth of willpower. All right, so Azelf Undertale confirmed. All right, with much determination. And we're not going to give a nickname to Azelf because we are not going to be using it. Like I was saying before we caught this bad boy, Azelf in the single-player mode of this game is probably the most useful out of the 3. Just saying. It's very good damage dealer. It's very quick. I think it's a rather phenomenal psychic-type Pokemon. If you are going that route and using legendaries in your playthrough, we are not. well, I mean, even at this point, it doesn't really matter. We already beat the Pokemon League, so we can do whatever the heck we want. It's a free country. Speaking of, I will see you guys at the next location. Bet you can't guess where that is. All right, and if you guys couldn't guess, we are back here at Sinnoh Point City with the gym leader. I can't remember her name for the life of me. Oh my goodness, I don't know why. But we are not, let it be known, we are not here at Dockie's request or behest, as it were. We are, in fact, going over here to Lake Acuity, which is where we wound up last time. Dockie was sent here to go secure the Pokemon of the lake and could not complete his job, and then we had to, come in and do cleanup duty. But that is not the case this time. This time we are coming back as tourists. We are going to use Hubris and climb on up here. As you can see, I have I grabbed Hubris out of the box and let Zuko have a break. I feel like he's earned it, and I can't imagine a scenario where I'm throwing Infernape out against a Psychic type legendary Pokemon. And welcome back to Lake Acuity. We haven't been here in a hot minute, or a cold minute. Okay. Same deal as before. We are going to go over here and run into a wild Pokemon. All right, we barely got through unscathed with that vicious Psyduck creature that we encountered in there. But we are not here for Psyduck. We are here for Acuity Cavern, which contains Uxie. All right, once again, we are going to save beforehand because apparently my team cannot help but kill legendary Pokemon on sight. It is beef on sight, and they do not stop until their enemies are dead. And, okay, I guess we're just saving a lot of data now. Let's read a book, go get a snack, go to the bathroom, do something, because it's going to be a while for saving a lot of data, even though we've... what have we done? We've seen a Tentacool and caught one legendary Pokemon. All right. With that out of the way, let us battle the next Spirit of the Lake, Uxie. Kyoun? Oh, that's unique. All right, Uxie, the being of knowledge and the guardian of... I almost said Lake Hylia. Jeez, oh man. Lake Acuity, right next to Sinnoh Point City. It's a little cold around here, and as you can see, he's just a sleepy little guy. Look at him. Look at that. He's so sleepy. He can't even open his eyes. So Uxie. Now, as I said before, the three Pokemon of the lake are very similar, with their stats separating them from each other. Now, as Azelf is to Glass Cannon, Uxie is the opposite of a Glass Cannon, which would be like, I don't know, a steel musket, I guess? Yeah, Uxie. So while Azelf has all of the offensive stats, Uxie has all the defensive stats, and Autumn getting a critical hit and scaring me to death. I was worried. Ooh, Yawn. That could be useful for catching legendary Pokemon. So, as you can see, Uxie is just an eepy little boy, and he wants to make other Pokemon sleepy as well. We did not get the paralysis, but that is okay. I also realized we did not throw a quick ball at this thing at the start of the battle, so that is on me, fellas. We did pick up some more Dusk Balls. They do sell them at Sinnoh Point Pokemart, which is nice. So, we are going to start the forever long process of throwing Pokeballs at legendary Pokemon in caves. All right, and Uxie can just kind of do his thing over here while we talk about him. So, well, like I was saying, while Azelf, aw, look at Autumn, went to sleep in the middle of battle, he shall be punished later for his hubris. Uxie, while Azelf is the offensive one, Uxie is the defensive one. With base defense and special defense stats of 130, this thing is a wall. Unless you are using some super effective moves, this thing is not going to go down easy. Its base HP does not support its defensive stats as well as I think it really should have. Uxie's in a weird position where it's kind of like Don Zalug in the fact that it's like kind of ridiculously fast for being a tank, and then its HP is kind of, depleted. Well, not depleted, but its HP does not match its defensive stats to make it, a pure tank. With the base HP of 75, it's not going down easy, but It's not. They must have amnesia. They forgot that I am him. Sorry about that. Got possessed there for a second. But as I was saying, Uxie with a base HP of 75, it's not, going to be super bulky, but it will take hits all day for you if you can get that HP up. Maybe if you are getting a Uxie and you want to spend some time investing into its stats, maybe put as much as you can into HP and then, put the rest into whatever defense you would prefer to have it, so you can make it a specialized tank. Because as a mixed tank, it's not going to do, as well as like Azelf being a mixed attacker. As far as base speed goes, Uxie's base speed is 95. This thing's fast. Like, this thing's almost as fast as a Mew, which is wild if you ask me. Like, that's not, it's not like, top tier of speed, but that is nothing to sneeze at. That's probably faster than the majority of, like, our team right now. Which, it doesn't really matter because we're not, attacking. And, with Autumn out, we don't expect Autumn to move first anyway. So, it doesn't make too much of a difference. But as you can see, Uxie using Amnesia to boost its special defense. It's kind of like, how Azelf had a nasty plot to boost its special attack. It would be actually really cool if it had, like, Cosmic Power or something so it could raise, both stats at the same time. That would be pretty nifty if you ask me. I think it would be on theme too, but that is neither here nor there because I am just stalling because I want Uxie to get in my balls so we can move on. And something we actually haven't explored yet that I can talk about, and this is just Pokemon in general, not maybe necessarily Gen 4 specifically, but as you can see, Autumn is asleep and has been asleep. At this point, I guarantee you more than 5 turns, and that is because if you're not trying to do an action with Autumn or the sleeping Pokemon, their turns of sleep have not been burned. So I have not burned a single turn of sleep on Autumn. So if I decided, hey, I wanted to kill this Uxie instead of catch it, Autumn still has all of his turns of sleep. He has not spent a single one of them, which means he's probably going to wake up nice and well rested. All things considered, after we catch this Uxie in this Dusk Ball. Okay, I tried. But yeah, no, well, the more I think about it, the more maybe I don't actually want a Uxie on my team. I mean, I already have an Azelf. Why would I need a Uxie? We don't even want this thing, so you don't have to join the party. You can just go run away. We really don't. I thought the reverse psychology was gonna work. See, because that's a trick with Pokemon. Sometimes with the legendary ones, you got to play hard to get and pretend like you don't want them on your team. So that makes them want to chase you instead of you chasing them. Which again, a little bit of foreshadowing here. We're going to. That's not. We'll get there when we get there. But Uxie over here using his future sight. Maybe if he really was using his future sight, he would stay in the Dusk Ball and know that we are going to catch him. That is his inevitable future. So I don't see why he's resisting. But he is. So, and I mean, as you can see, Uxie doesn't really have too much of in ways of dealing massive amounts of damage to you. And honestly, like, what was it? It took like 3 body slams because we got a crit in there to get it down to reasonable health. Like, Uxie, good in concept. It makes sense that it would be the opposite of Azelf, but yeah, it's just not the best designed legendary Pokemon in Sinnoh. So I can't really recommend Uxie. But that's probably why it's not, wanting to get captured, is because I'm over here insulting it. It can't even kill Autumn. My goodness. I mean, I know Autumn's a bulky boy and all, but, like, come on. Like, my goodness. At this point, we were already well out into, Rotom Maytag here against the Uxie. But, I mean, honestly, hey, the longer this goes, the better for me. Because the timer ball is going to start getting very, very effective here soon. I would really like to catch it in any of these Dusk Balls. Because I spent a lot of money from my winnings from being Pokemon champion. We've used 20 Dusk Balls so far. This is our 21st. I don't want to spend all of my champion winnings on Dusk Balls. I thought if I just did not acknowledge that it was shaking, that, it's like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. You're supposed to be in there. Oh, when Autumn goes down for a second time. Yes, we're going to use the next Pokemon. We're not going to flee. That is not in our DNA. All right, let's, yeah, just a little more. Hang in there, Maytag, as if this is going to be very difficult. Maybe Maytag is, you know, the it factor. You know, maybe when we sent out Maytag and it was intimidating Azelf, that's when Azelf decided to get captured. And now, well, I mean, Uxie's doesn't open his eyes, so maybe he doesn't know Maytag is in front of him and the danger's lurking there, you know, in front of him. It's a ghost! Isn't that scary? Doesn't that make you want to get in my balls? Oh, apparently not. All right, and yeah, Uxie resorting to using Swift. Again, see, that's how you know Uxie doesn't actually use its eyes, just because it tried using Swift against Maytag. Or, well, I mean, to be fair, maybe Uxie doesn't know what Maytag is. Honestly, if someone challenged me to a Pokemon battle, you know, if I had never been to Sinnoh before, and even in Sinnoh, I think Rotom's a pretty unique Pokemon. If someone challenged me to a Pokemon battle and threw out a washing machine, you know, and it worked too, like, it's like, this is cool, I would be a little confused too and wouldn't know what to hit it with. But it definitely wouldn't be Swift. It wouldn't catch me using Swift. It couldn't be me. And, yeah! Speaking of Swift, look how quickly we caught this Uxie, guys. That was easy peasy. All right, data added to the Pokedex. Number 146, Uxie, the being of knowledge. When the facts and logic. When Uxie flew, people gained the ability to solve problems. It was the birth of facts and logic. All right, and no, we are not giving a nickname to Uxie because, well, number one, it's legendary. Number two, we're not using it. And it gets transferred to BB's PC. And, whew, that is 2 down, guys. And I'm guessing y'all know what's coming next. We are headed back home. Home sweet home, baby. Nothing quite like it. I tell you what, well, I guess it's a pretty decent way to round out the episode. You know, we started here at home and we shall end at home. Kind of like how we started our entire Pokemon journey at the beginning. We started here in Twinleaf Town and then ended it back in Twinleaf Town, you know, because we, you know, got back here in the credits and whatnot. Anywho, enough being sentimental. Let us go to the Verity lakefront and Lake Verity ahead. The being of emotion. That's right. Oh, so we can experience sorrow and joy because of this Pokemon specifically. And we're going to shove it into a man-made capture device and put it in the PC, never to be seen again. So, well, I know I said it's, you know, being nostalgic and whatnot, but if you recall, this was the first place Docky, us and Docky came to when we were starting our journey as Pokemon trainers, and we were going to go catch the legendary Pokemon of the lake, but we didn't have any POK accent E balls on us. But this time, you know, in memory of Docky, like I said, in memory of Docky, I mean, you know, R.I.P. Docky. He ain't dead or nothing. He just, you know, can't beat me in, you know, combat. So, sucks to suck. But we are going to go in here and catch Mesprit, who has been our neighbor this entire time, whether we knew it or not, and round off our selection of lake Pokemon. Let's go. Long time no see, Mesprit. Oh, well, even Mesprit's like, sup, dude? Long time no see, bro. I'm glad it gave us a selfie or something, but Keone. All right, so they all have their different, you know, battle cries. But let's battle Mesprit. What? Why? Why did it?
Drake, that was Mesprit, wasn't it?
Yeah,
You've accomplished what I'd asked you to do at the Canalave Library.
I wanted to fight.
I asked you to get down on the Pokemon of the lake, and you did.
But catch the Mesprit.
But it didn't provide any answers about the mysteries of evolution.
Well, then what was the point, bro? Well, I guess, you know, you don't know. It's not gonna solve any mysteries unless, you know, you explore it a little bit. But let me tell you what.
I still don't know why some Pokemon evolve and others don't.
Wow, I'm glad your life's work culminated in this sentence right here.
Ultimately, it only deepened the mystery. But having mysteries to solve, that adds to my enjoyment.
All right. Well, now, all right. To be fair, I'm, this is displaced anger. I am giving Rowan displaced anger at Mesprit. I was just so shocked and appalled that it ran away. I am being a little mean to him.
Jake, why don't you chase after Mesprit? To me, it seemed as if it wanted to play with you.
I could think of other games than the roaming legendary to play.
If you were to use the POKEDEX app, marking map,
Jeez, hashtag bars, Rowan.
You'd be able to track the movements of the Pokemon. Go on, Jake. I'm sure that you'll keep meeting countless Pokemon and people. Those encounters will keep thrilling you in your own special ways. I hope you'll enjoy that experience. Take care, Jake.
Bye. All right, so yeah, guys, the unfortunate truth is that Mesprit will, in fact, be a roaming legendary Pokemon. If you have played 2nd gen and you remember Suicune, Entei, and Raikou, or 3rd gen with Latias or Latios, depending on which version you played or what you picked in the Emerald post game. Yeah, it is very much like that, but as the Professor Rowan so eloquently stated that I could not, if you go to your marking map, where are you? I went the wrong way, didn't I? Oh, that's a cute pairing. I went the wrong way, didn't I? Yeah, calendar, links. My goodness, how many apps do we have? This is the berry map, I believe, not even the marking map. Okay, no, that's the berry map. Oh. Okay, so here's my marking map. Where's Mesprit? Rowan lied to me. Well, actually, maybe we have to leave the area before Mesprit starts appearing. So, yeah, as you can see, Mesprit is one of those roaming legendary Pokemon. So it will, every time you enter a building or switch routes, Mesprit will be at a different route. And do we have to run into Mesprit before? Oh no, there it is. Okay, so wow. This looks like good news that Mesprit is right next to us, but as soon as we go to that route, Mesprit will, in fact, switch routes. So, as you can see, that little flashing icon is Mesprit, apparently. Oh, my goodness. Mesprit is taunting us. Now, my, crack method of catching these Pokemon... Oh, okay, we're doing this. Okay, let's get a repel up. So Mesprit is going to be level 50, like those, like the other Spirit of the Lake Pokemon that we have. And let us throw Hubris up front. Hubris being useful for more than just an HM slave, as it were. And then we are going to run around. The only Pokemon we can encounter in this route right now is Mesprit. So that's the strategy, hanging around Jubilife because it has 4 exits. There's good possibility that you're going to run into Mesprit. So, all right, that went a lot smoother than I thought it would. So say hello to my little friend, Mesprit. All right, yeah, he's still giving the, what's up, dude? Mesprit has been running around. Now, Mesprit is kind of, the being of emotion, the emo Pokemon. So Mesprit will run away from battles, unless you have a move like Mean Look, or if you have an ability like Arena Trap, or if you trap Mesprit in some way. That's how the roaming legendaries work. We're going to have to make a critical decision here. So, as you guys know, I have not used my Master Ball yet. Uxie and Azelf are great Pokemon, but they're not Master Ball worthy. Same with Giratina. Great Pokemon, not Master Ball worthy. I have been saving my Master Ball, and this is what I always recommend to players to do, is always save your Master Ball for roaming legendary Pokemon, because it is just so much more effort than it's worth to chase a Pokemon around than it is to just save in front of it and, as a static encounter. So, that being said, our friend, the being of emotion who has been next to us our entire lives, right next to us in Twin Leaf Town. We are going to welcome it to the team with our Master Ball. So Mesprit, get in my ball! And with the Master Ball, it is guaranteed to capture. There is no chance that this Pokemon is breaking out. So, we are welcoming Mesprit to the team. Because who's got time to run around chasing, legendary Pokemon? Not I, good sir. All right, and Mesprit's data will be added to the Pokedex. Mesprit, the emo Pokemon. When Mesprit flew, people learned the joy and sadness of living. It was the birth of emotions. All right, look, he just looks like a pretty chill dude. So, going over Mesprit just a little bit, since this was so much easier to do than Azelf and Uxie, Mesprit is kind of the mixed bag of the trio of Spirit Pokemon, whereas Azelf was the offensive one, very offensive if you ask me, and Uxie was the defensive one. Mesprit is the mixed one. So, Mesprit's attack, defense, special attack, and special defense are all base 105. So its speed is 80, so it's not like super fast. It's still decently good, and its HP is also 80, so it's not going to be taking like a ton of hits. But it's basically, they tried to make it so that you can use Mesprit, customize it basically however you would like to use it. And as far as like competitive play, Mesprit's not fantastic or anything, but as far as like a single player experience, Mesprit can fill basically any slot on your team. So if you are looking for a psychic type Pokemon that's not like too overpowered, I mean, Mesprit honestly would probably be your best bet. And yeah, and it's the one we kind of have the connection with throughout this whole game. So with that, no, we will not give a nickname to Mesprit. We will transfer it to BB's PC. That's what you get for playing with us, Mesprit. You get sent to a PC for eternity. All right, and with that, we have officially completed the Sinnoh Pokedex. We completed it as much as in Rowan has wanted us to complete. We haven't caught them all, but yeah. Oh, you know what I mean. Don't take this away from me. All right. So with that, guys, we will go see the professor in the next episode. So if you liked what you saw, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, like, dislike, whatever you're feeling like. And until next time, guys, I will catch you later. Hey, you guys playing Pokemon over here? Mind if I... Oh, okay. Running in the doors. Running, here's some more. Running in the doors. Running indoors. Pokemon Gen 4.
Pikachu?